Hey, this is video documenting a range test on my 2013 Smart Electric Drive. The date is 11/20, November 20th. It is 10:50 at night. It is 54 degrees outside. My vehicle is fully charged. I just turned it on just to condition the battery a little bit. So the charge light is on, but it is a full charge. We're going to unplug it and we are going to do a very efficient drive test. Just test the full range of the vehicle. You will see, my co-pilot Daisy is going along for the ride. You will see that we are sitting at 90 miles of range. I have reset all of the trip data and everything. So we're starting at 50%. We're starting at 100% battery charge. And I'm going to drive a little more efficiently than I normally would. I'm not going to use any environmentals. Hopefully it doesn't get too cold. And here we go. I wanted to explain just a little bit about my methodology to this test. I'm driving on a kind of a country road that just goes straight for a lot of miles. And so I'm not going to get a lot of regen time. This is going to be mainly just driving straight line without a lot of regen. Keeping my power gauge at 25% or lower, so that's not allowing me to go very fast. I've gotten up to 45 or 50 depending on the road angle, but I'm going to keep it down there. And as you can see, I'm already at 78% eco and I'm only 3.4 miles into this trip. So we're going to see how this goes. Like I said, not a lot of regen, but we'll see how close to 90 miles we end up getting out of this trip. Alright, we're at about 90% of battery. We have traveled 10 miles, and my range indicator tells me that I have 80 miles of range left. Now, it was at 79, and it just popped back up to 80, oddly enough. It's 54 degrees out, so I'm not quite expecting that we will get the full 90 miles. But so far, it's doing okay. Alright, we are at 60%. And we have 50 miles of range, and we have gone 34 miles. So if we did the math on that, that would say we're going to get 84 miles out of this drive. We shall see. I'm going to turn around at about the 50% mark, just a little bit above 50% on the gauge. This car seems to be pretty linear. I've never seen it not be with its, with the battery running down. But I'm going to turn around just before 50%, and I'm going to make my return trip on the same road. I've been able to achieve a 99%, 100% eco score once I pulled in. I'm on National Road in Indiana at this point, and I'm in Richmond, so hitting the traffic lights and stuff, I was able to get my eco score up. But before hitting Richmond, it would only go to 80. It wouldn't go any higher. Once I started slowing down, decelerating, regenning, and braking at some lights, it went up to 100%. Okay, I have made it to just above 50% on the battery, and I have made it 40.4 miles, and it's saying I have 45 miles of range left. I have averaged 34 miles per hour, and I've averaged 3.8 miles per kilowatt hour. And I've driven an hour and 11 minutes. I'm going to turn around just above 50% in case I have any tailwind on the way over here that was helping me. For anybody who's watching this and uses the metric system outside of the United States, I've gone 65 kilometers, and it's saying I have 73 kilometers of range left. And I have averaged 54 kilometers per hour, and I'm averaging 6.2 kilometers per kilowatt hour. And as you can see there, I've gone 65 kilometers. All right, I'm about just above the 30% mark on my battery. And we have made it 56.2 miles. It says I have 27 miles of range left. Gone 91 kilometers. And it says I have 44 kilometers left. And I've gone, my average speed has been about 54 kilometers per hour. I've been getting about 6.2 kilometers per kilowatt hour. And this has been about an hour and 41 minutes in. Alright, here we are in the trip. We have gone 64.8 miles. We have 21 miles of range. We are just above the 20% mark. We have gone 104.4 kilometers. We have 33 kilometers of range. Alright, we are just above 10% left on the battery. We have traveled 73.8 miles. We have 12 miles of range left. So we've averaged 34 mile an hour. We've averaged 3.9 miles per kilowatt hour. And we've been driving for 2 hours and 9 minutes. And there's enough range to make it home and still have some left over. But so far, it's looking like 85 miles should be what we're able to obtain, which is expected with it being 53 degrees out. I've noticed with this car in the 50s, you start to get the cold weather effect and lose just a little bit of range in when the temperature's in the 50s Fahrenheit. We are now just above the zero mark. I'd probably say it's at 2 or 3% of battery. I no longer have a range estimate. The Smart just says low battery when it goes below 10%, but we are at 79.9 miles and still going strong. I'm going to go just a little bit farther. I'm almost back to my house where I started, but I'm going to go a little farther until the needle gets a little bit lower. Okay, here's the end of our drive test. I am at 0 on the battery meter, and we have traveled 84.3 miles, which equates to 3.9 miles per kilowatt hour at an average of 34 miles per hour, and took 2 hours and 27 minutes. And that resulted in 135.7 kilometers, and that's 55 kilometers per hour is my average speed at 6.4 kilometers per kilowatt hour. So there is the end of that test. That's what you're able to achieve in a 2013 Smart car with it being 53 degrees out. I think if it were in the 70s, we could have easily achieved 90 miles.